The girlfriend of Las Vegas gunman Stephen Paddock is back in the U.S. to be questioned by the FBI. She was in the Philippines at the time of the shooting, where Paddock wired her $100,000. The death toll from Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico jumps to 34. President Trump visiting the devastated island, congratulating it for escaping the higher death toll of a, quote, real catastrophe like Katrina. And the King of Spain accuses leaders in Catalonia of acting outside the law. This as hundreds of thousands of Catalan protesters pour into the streets, and the region's leader says it will declare independence in a matter of days. Those are the top stories this hour on France24 and on our sister radio station RFI. I'm Ginny Godula in Paris. Well, we'll start first with the latest on the investigation into Monday's massacre in Las Vegas. The girlfriend of the shooter, Stephen Paddock, has just landed back in the United States, where she was met by the FBI. Her name is Marilou Danley, and she was in the Philippines at the time of the attack, where Paddock had transferred $100,000. New details have also come out on Paddock's meticulous preparation for the attack, bringing 10 suitcases filled with firearms into his room and setting up several surveillance cameras in the hallway outside. At least 59 people were killed by the shooter, whose motives are still unexplained. Clement Bonnereau has the latest.
Combing through the debris, FBI investigators searched the scene of the deadliest shooting in modern U.S. history. Stephen Paddock had no criminal record and was not known to police, but his actions suggest thorough planning.
This individual was premeditated, obviously premeditated. The fact that he had the type of weaponry and amount of weaponry in that room, it was pre-planned extensively, and I'm pretty sure he evaluated everything that he did in his actions, which is troublesome.
Stephen Paddock hired his suite on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Hotel 4 days before the attack. He set up a number of cameras inside his room and on a service cart outside it. Authorities believe he put them in place so he could see if law enforcement or security were approaching. Police also found 23 guns in Paddock's hotel room, as well as dozens of firearms and explosives in his home in Mesquite, 130 kilometers northeast of Las Vegas. Among his stash of arms, officers found accessories to modify semi-automatic weapons, enabling him to fire rapidly and continuously into the crowd.
We are aware of a device called a bump stock, and that enables an individual to speed up the discharge of ammunition.
Police say Paddock transferred $100,000 to the Philippines days before the attack. His girlfriend, who was in the Southeast Asian country at the time of the shooting, has now returned to the U.S. for questioning.
U.S. President Donald Trump will visit Las Vegas today, the first time he will be dealing directly with the aftermath of deadly gun violence that has claimed hundreds of American lives in recent years. That stop will come just after his trip to Puerto Rico to assess damage there from Hurricane Maria. Trump, when he was there, congratulated Puerto Ricans for avoiding a high death toll like a, quote, real catastrophe like Katrina. The number of those killed linked to Hurricane Maria has now been revised up to 34 dead.
Now, I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack, because we've spent a lot of money on Puerto Rico, and that's fine. We've saved a lot of lives. If you look at the, every death is a horror, but if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, and you look at the tremendous hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that died, and you look at what happened here with really a storm that was just totally overpowering, you can be very proud of all of your people, all of our people working together. 16 versus literally thousands of people.
Well, many people in Puerto Rico were hoping Trump would bring with him a significant aid package to help with the recovery effort. Nearly 2 weeks after the storm, 95% of electricity customers are still without power, including in some hospitals. Our correspondent, Gallagher Fenwick, has more now from Puerto Rico on how locals reacted